Get up with you right now. Yeah, more Dynasty talk.
Love it.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to Get Up. I'm Brian Custer in for Greeny. Talking about an all-star cast. I got Graz, I got Harry Douglas here with me, along with Smiling Sam Acho. We got our front office extraordinaire, Bobby Marks. Hey, Big Perk has even gotten up with us early to discuss the 74th NBA All-Star Game and the weekend. 14 tournament, new format, and you know what? No LeBron James. Didn't play in his first All-Star game since 2004. Kenny's young stars taking on Chuck's global stars. First team to 40 wins, and look at Wimpy. Wimpy's like, look, I'm blocking stuff. I'm playing hard.
You ain't getting that overstretch Armstrong.
Not at all.
Not in Mama's house.
Later, Tyler Hero misses the three. Albert Şengün grabs the board. Darius Garland, Jalen Williams.
Get up on that trampoline, Mr. Williams.
Young stars led by one, 27-26. Later, though, it's the global stars up 5, Nikola Jokic to Wemby.
Man, Wemby almost touched the top of the backboard.
2 7-footers going up high there. Now, global stars up 7. Looking to put the game away. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the dunk, and SGA had 12. Global stars win this one 41-32. So now, after the game, though, Draymond Green was asked about the new All-Star game format, and let's just say he didn't hold back.
You work all year to be an All-Star, and you get to play up to 40, and then you're done. Also, we can watch some rising stars. We're about to watch the Olympic team. Now we get the treat of watching the Olympic team play against a U19 team. Come on, what are we doing? This is ridiculous.
Scale of 1 to 10, your thoughts of the format?
10 being the best?
Yes.
A 0. Sucks. Same basketball.
Tell me what you really think. You heard Draymond's reaction. Perk, what was your reaction to it?
That Draymond tripping. It wasn't a 0. I would probably gave it a 6. But look, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, how did we get to this point? And I also heard Draymond talk about how the court is a sacred place and you have to earn to be there. Well, was it a sacred place 2-3 years ago to get us to this point? And that's the thing, right? These guys have gotten us to this point by not going for it, not putting forth the effort and playing hard and making Adam Silver have to make adjustments, right? And then another thing, Steph Curry was part of this process, and I know one damn thing, people could say what they want about the format, right? This was the first time that it happened. I get all that. People are going to have their suggestions, their brilliant ideas, but at the end of the day, I watched the OGs play against the rising stars, and I watched them slide those puppies because they did not want to lose to those guys. So look, is it room for improvement? Absolutely. But it's also the word of accountability of why did we have to change the format? And that was because of the lack of energy and not taking the All-Star game serious, which comes on ownership of the damn players.
Yeah, that's interesting because Charles Barkley made that point. He said, here's Draymond criticizing it, but it's your generation of players are the reason why we had to change the format. Bobby, what was your reaction?
I love when players have selective amnesia as far as what happened the last 2 or 3 years. And I agree with Perk here. The reason why we're tinkering with the format is based on what happened the last 2 or 3 years. I will give Draymond partial credit for his response here. I didn't like the format, and I agree with him there. When we see more of Dalton Knecht and Zach Edey than we do more of Jalen Brunson and Darius Garland and Cade Cunningham, the players that were named all-stars here. So I get it to that point. I understand where he was coming from. But as I said, and as Perk said, the reason why we're here is because what's happened the last few years.
The interesting thing to me, though, is we had a weekend where we saw the 4 nations go at it, Harry.
Yep.
And you want to talk about going at it and playing with intensity. We had 3 fights in the first 9 seconds with those guys.
Yeah, you want to boo the national anthem, USA is going to rat-a-tat-tat that ass. You see what I'm saying? And you see how serious everyone took it. And that's the point. I want the NBA to get to that point. You know what I mean? I want guys, every time you go out there on the basketball court, it's time to compete. Growing up with my brother in the household, we competed at every single thing we did. Who gonna wash the dishes the best? Who gonna take the trash out the best? And that's the way guys should do it. We should not have guys playing harder in summer basketball versus one another than they do in an all-star game. So multiple things in this situation, in my opinion, BC, can be true, right? Yes, having guys playing in an all-star game is a sacred place. Right, and you have to earn that right. But at the same time, if you're not going to go hard, you're going to water down the product, then we're going to bring these young guys in here to go against these older guys. And I agree with Big Perk. Yes, we've seen the older guys sliding their feet, playing defense a little bit more. So if that's what the commissioner, Adam Silver, has to do, then guys, you brought it upon yourself.
Yeah, let's get into the championship game. And, of course, the final matchup was Shaq's OGs, Chuck's Global Stars, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum. They outscored Team Chuck by themselves. I'm talking 27-25. The OGs took them to school. I mean, Steph hit 4 threes, won his second career All-Star MVP. And, of course, Team Shaq won 41-25. All right, Harry, give me the biggest thing you think you would like to see fixed from All-Star Week.
I think for me, and I've said this a few years ago, I want to see the international players versus the American players. That's what I want to see. Just like we have the 4 nations and you had that scuffle between the USA and the Canada and Finland's involved and the whole 9, I want to see the international player versus the American player. That's exactly what I want to see in this format.
Big Perk, what about you when it comes to this All-Star game? What would be the biggest thing you would like to see fixed?
Well, look, it's not what I want, it's what the All-Star game needs, and it has to be incentive-based, right? You got to make the pot bigger. That's the only way that you're going to see these guys today go out there and compete at a high level. And I get it. Some people will look at it and say, man, these guys making $100, $200 million contracts. I understand all that, but make it incentivized and watch guys go out there diving on the floor for loose balls and 50-50 balls and risking their body to go get that extra little lettuce. That's the only way you can fix it.
You know, that's interesting. He says that because you have Giannis who takes your part. He says, I want to see USA play the world. Meanwhile, Darius Garland says, why don't you pay the winning players $1 million? Guys will play harder.
I mean, you could probably do both things, but I think having a target score of 40, I think we're cheating the viewer of watching players play at their best, and the best versus the best. Like, I got an appetizer. I don't want an appetizer. I want steak, potatoes. I want my asparagus, and I want my damn wine.
Yeah, exactly.
I want it all.
I want it all.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to some. And we're going to start with the NBA All-Star Weekend. New format for the All-Star Game, 4-team mini tournament. And let's begin with the first matchup. LeBron James, he isn't playing in the first All-Star Game since 2004. And it was Kenny's Young Stars against Chuck's Global Stars. First team to 40 wins. And look at the Eiffel Tower. Wemby blocking dunks.
Get that out of my house.
He was not playing. Later there, how about this? Jalen Williams. And dunking it, throwing it down. Young Stars led by 27-26 at this point. But then here comes the Global Stars. Nikola Jokic to Wemby.
Listen, this is going to be the face of the NBA. No questions asked, folks.
And then looking to put this thing away, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Driving, dunking. He had 12 Global Stars win at 41-32. They advanced to the championship. Now, after the game, Draymond Green was asked about the All-Star Game new format, and let's just say he did not hold back.
You work all year to be an all-star, and you get to play up to 40, and then you're done. Also, we can watch some rising stars. We're about to watch the Olympic team. Now we get the treat of watching the Olympic team play against a U19 team. Come on, what are we doing? This is ridiculous.
Scale of 1 to 10, your thoughts of the format?
10 being the best?
Yes.
A 0. Sucks. Same basketball.
Okay, Draymond says it sucks. Perk, what do you say?
Imagine the NBA trying to fix a problem that the players cause. And then all of a sudden you have a current player and 2 former players up there actually killing the product before it's even displayed. That's the problem that I have, okay? At the end of the day, this bed that has been made has not been on the back of Adam Silver. He's trying to correct the problem. He's trying to fix it that these players have put him in a bad position, right? Do I think the format was just a flat-out hit? Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But it was the first time that we seen it. But I did think it pulled out the best of the players, especially the OGs. I saw them out there playing with some type of passion, not trying to lose to the rising stars. So at the end of the day, listen, was it perfect? No, but things has to change because the East and West format was not working. Fans were disappointed then, and some fans are disappointed now. What's the next solution? Are we going to cancel the All-Star game? I mean, damn.
Bobby, what's your take?
Yeah, listen, I think there's a lack of self-awareness from Draymond Green. I think he's kind of looking at the now and not what happened the last 2 or 3 years. And the reason why the last 2 or 3 years happened is because of the lack of effort by the All-Stars here. Now, listen, if we're looking to tweak the format and keep the format, maybe we just expand the rosters here and we go 32 players and we eliminate the Rising Stars group that we saw last night here. But I understand where Draymond's coming from, but I do think there is a lack of self-awareness as far as where we were the last couple of years.
You know, Bobby, it's interesting because we've seen the current success that in hockey with the four nations are having here, what they're doing. Do you think that puts more pressure, you think, on the NBA to get this thing figured out?
It should. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I was glued Saturday night to USA versus Canada instead of watching the slam dunk contest and a three-point contest. Now, the big question is, can you go to a USA versus World type format? Or maybe, Brian, we rotate every non-Olympic year, we rotate USA versus World, or maybe we go back to East versus West here. But they should put a lot of pressure as far as what we saw on Saturday night in that USA-Canada game.
What do you think, Perk?
I mean, look, Adam Silver is taking a lot of heat, but the one thing I will say is that Adam Silver has done a lot of great things for the NBA, especially when you look at the play-in tournament, right? And then the in-season tournament. Doing things to make the season not just more exciting, but more competitive in those periods throughout the course of the season where it used to be a drop-off. So again, Adam Silver has been open. Adam Silver line is always open to players for suggestions. And so whatever it takes, he's going to figure it out. And the last thing I want to say here is this, B. Think about it. Steph Curry was heavily involved with this format. His ideas were like, him and Adam Silver definitely were brainstorming and going over this new format. So I'm with Bobby. Whatever, look, we are all searching. Whatever we could try to figure out, let's figure out. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to knock it. Let's continue to try to find new avenues.
Yeah, he did get some player input when they came up with this new format there. All right, now we get to the championship game, and it was Shaq's OGs, Chuck, his global stars, and it was Steph Curry and Jason Tatum who really put on the show because they outscored Charles Barkley's team 27-25, really by themselves. The OGs took the international team to school. Steph hit 4 threes, got his second career All-Star MVP, and Team Shaq won it 41-25. When you look at everything, Perk, give me the biggest thing you'd like to see fixed from the All-Star game.
Take away all the extras, right? All the extra stuff that was going on outside. Like I don't want to see a big funeral or eulogy, with Charles and Kenny and Shaq with fishing gear on throughout the course of the All-Star game. I'm sorry, I just don't want to see that. I want to see the guys hoop. And I thought at a point where those guys were actually competed, we had too much extra stuff going on, which had the viewers pissed off. I was pissed off. Again, they're there to play the basketball game. They're there to compete on the floor. I just didn't want to see all the extra stuff.
Bobby, what do you think? There was a lot of stuff in between games. I saw a lot of people on social media saying, let's just get to the games.
Well, Perk had a great point. I mean, there was less basketball and there was a lot of other things going on here. I think we forget about the younger players, the Jalen Brunsons, the Cade Cunningham. Did they even participate in All-Star Sunday here? Because they played at 8:20, they lost, and now they don't play again here. So that's the biggest thing. I think if we're going to keep this format, the target score here. As I said earlier, expand it to 32 players, have 4 teams of 8 all-stars. That's why we can eliminate maybe the younger group that we saw last night, Zach Edey, Dalton Connect, players like that.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.